Imagine going into your local Walmart and being unable to purchase an item because of a disability. Not because the item's out of stock, not because you don't have enough money, but because the system's designed against you. Yeah, that's my reality. Hi, guys, and welcome back to Peripheral, where we see things from a visually impaired perspective. And before you ask, I did change the channel name from Planet Abe. This one just seems like a better fit. But enough about channel names. Today, I want to expose a bigger issue hiding in plain sight at Walmart. It's an accessibility issue that no one's talking about. You see, I'm not just some blind gamer, I'm a truth seeker. But how did I come to Walmart in the first place, I hear you ask? You see, I've been playing a lot on my Nintendo Switch 2 lately, and I wanted to expand the storage. To expand the storage on the Nintendo Switch 2, you need a microSD express card. And the thing about these cards is they're pretty expensive and hard to find, especially considering the Nintendo Switch 2 just released. Now, Walmart happens to have a on brand card. It's not on brand, but the brand ONN. It's a little ironic. They offer these cards in 256 gigabytes and 512 gigabytes. And just like the other cards, these are also hard to find, if not even more hard to find. So imagine my shock when I went on Walmart.com and saw that a store about 20 miles from me had these cards in stock. So the Walmart website gives three options if you want to order something: shipping, but given these cards' scarcity, that one was off the table; delivery, which seemed to be available until you placed the order, and then it kept kicking back to pickup. And even on top of that, you would have needed a Walmart Plus membership or pay $10 to have it delivered. So, pretty expensive. And lastly was pickup. That's what I ended up going with. I think that the reason that delivery was not an option is because my home address was more than 10 miles away from the store. Here's where things get messy though. I'm legally blind, and my friend Nick originally offered to pick up this order for me. Due to Nick's work schedule, however, he wasn't able to pick up the order, but I appreciate the help regardless, man. Just wanted to give you a quick shout out. For people with disabilities in my area, they have a service called Paratransit. It will take you where you need to go as long as it's not too far. I didn't think they would take me to this Walmart, which is why I asked Nick in the first place. Fortunately, they were able to take me. So now with that all out of the way, it was just time to check my order. I noticed something strange. My order said curbside pickup, but I didn't place a curbside pickup order. I placed it for store pickup, or at least I thought I did. And so I decided to call up the store. I explained the situation to the woman and told her I wanted to do a pickup in store. She proceeded to tell me that store pickup was not an option and curbside pickup was the only option. She told me that I either needed to do delivery, which, mind you, was not an option here, or have a friend take me to pick up the order. But after a few minutes of going back and forth, she finally said, "Okay, we'll make a one time exception for you. You can come to the store and get your order." And guys, I'm not even going to lie to you. I was incredibly nervous at this point. I didn't even know if I was going to get my order. So I did what any sane person does. And with no other option, I went to Walmart early in the morning the next day. It was 5:30 in the morning as I was preparing for my ride to Walmart. And as I got on the bus, so many questions went through my head. Was I even going to get my order? What was going to happen? Was I going to get kicked out of the store? And then I finally got to the Walmart. Hello again. So it's a little bit after 7 now, and I just got to the Walmart. So I guess we'll see if I can get my item. Pickup opens at 7, so yeah. All right, catch you guys in a bit with the aftermath. Now, before I continue, I do need to mention that this was a pretty shady Walmart, and I was not sure what to expect. I did not record anything in the store. I didn't want any chance of getting kicked out at this shady Walmart and being stranded there until my bus would finally pick me up an hour later. Okay, now with that out of the way, let's talk about my experience in the Walmart itself. So, when I got to the store, the first person I saw was a greeter. I immediately asked him about my order, and he told me that I needed to go drive my car around to go pick up my order to the pickup spot outside of the store. I explained to him I was visually impaired and could not drive. And after a couple minutes of going back and forth, like the previous associate, he finally said, "Okay, go to these doors on the other end of the store, these black folding doors." I will say I really was not sure where to go given the greeter's instructions. They were a little vague, and there was no sign that clearly stated pick up. So I ended up asking an associate and a customer service representative, and the customer service representative ended up telling me to also go to those black folding doors. I originally went to customer service because that's where I thought I was going to pick up my order. And when I finally found those black doors, I knocked on the door and out came an associate. I explained to her the same situation, and she told me the same thing as all the other representatives at the store, that I needed to drive my car to pick up. I explained once more that I was visually impaired and could not drive, and after about 10 minutes, something finally happened. Now, I bet you're wondering if I was able to pick up my order. And fortunately, I got it. But it wasn't quite an easy experience. Let's talk about that. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, I want to talk about the accessibility issues with this whole experience. Walmart has really been pushing for accessibility over the past years. Having assisted shoppers, offering grocery delivery, grocery pickup, and even offering jobs to people with disabilities are all examples of this. But when it comes to this store pickup experience, Walmart has really dropped the ball. Firstly, this store was not prepared at all for store pickup, only curbside pickup. I guess the icon of the car really should have been a dead giveaway for me, but I didn't think anything of it at the time. There was also no clear location for store pickup in the store. All the associates were also trained to tell customers that they had to drive around to pick up their order. The thing is, order pickup is a accessible alternative to shopping in the store or even shopping online. I mean, just think about it. Someone with a disability might want to pick up groceries that way, or might even want to pick up an item that way because they might have difficulty finding it on the shelves. Now, the weird part is, in doing research for this video on the amount of stores that only offer curbside pickup, I found something a little bit more strange. Supposedly, in 2023, Walmart did away with curbside-only stores. But clearly, as I've shown today, that's not true. It appears that Walmart is moving towards delivery and curbside pickup only. Accessibility should not be a one-time exception. It should be the standard, the rule. According to the Americans with Disabilities Act, businesses are required to offer equal access to goods and services. Limiting options for those with disabilities to delivery and shipping if they want to place an order is not equal. And the argument can also be made that delivery is a tax on people with disabilities if that's their only option for orders, if it's even offered to them in the first place. Guys, this isn't a call to cancel Walmart, but to hold them accountable. Accessibility should be a right, not a luxury. Hopefully, we can see Walmart improve. Let me know what you guys thought down below. And thanks for watching Peripheral, where we see things from a visually impaired perspective. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.